All right, welcome. This is the Chapter 1, Unit A and Unit B review packet solutions. Here I'm going to go over Part 1 through Part 6, which is roughly the first page in the review packet. All right, Part 1. 5 equations are shown. You're going to put the equations into one of the 3 columns based on the number of solutions for that equation. It's no solution, one solution, or infinite solutions. Okay, you can just visually look at it if you look at your core concept, but we should just solve them out individually and place it in its box. Okay, so we have the 5 equations here. The first one, 4x equals to 1 half x. Okay, draw the line. No matter what I can do, it's not infinite because the left side does not match the right hand side. It is not no solution because it has to be the same variable on both sides for it to cancel. The only one left is it's no solution. It's one solution, and the only solution that works for this is 0. If you plug in 0, it's 0 equals to 0, which is sort of infinite as well. So it's sort of weird, but the book considers this x equals to 0, and you would consider this as one solution. Okay. The next one, x plus 6 equals to 3x. Rewrite the equation, subtract x to both sides because you want one variable. That should cancel out. You get 6 equals to 2x. 3x minus x becomes 2x. That's why. Now, you want the x alone, so you're going to divide by 2. You're going to get 3 equals to x. So this one is also going to be one solution. The second one, x minus 5 equals to x plus 1. You see an x on both sides, so you're going to cancel them out to get one variable alone, but in that process, they both cancel. Negative 5 does not equal to 1, so we will say this one has no solution. The next one, rewrite the equation. I see some parentheses, so I'm going to distribute that 4 to the x and distribute that 4 to the 2. What do I mean by distribute? It means to multiply. So it's 4 times x and 4 times 2. Simplify, I get negative 4x plus 4x plus 8 equals to, wait, notice the negative 4x and the plus 4x are on the same side, so they're like terms. Oh, so it's still going to be infinite. It's going to be 8, 8, or you could do that way and still see it. No matter what, it's still infinite. Okay. Next one, 3 parentheses x plus 2 equals to 3x minus 4. I draw the line straight down. You will see on the left-hand side, I see parentheses, so I'm going to distribute. That 3 is going to be multiplied to the x, and the 3 is going to be multiplied to the 2. It becomes 3x plus 6 on the left-hand side. The 3x on both sides, so I have to cancel one of them out by subtracting 3x. But in the process, both of them cancels out. I am left with 6 and 4. 6 does not equal to negative 4, so that is no solution. This is how it looks like once it goes into each box. The x minus 5 equals to x plus 1 is a no solution. 3 parentheses x plus 2 equals to 3x minus 4 is no solution. 4x equals to 1 half x is one solution. X plus 6 equals to 3x is one solution. And minus 4x plus 4 parentheses x plus 2 equals to 8 is infinite. You're going to select all the equations that have one solution. Okay. So I actually did the work to see if it has one solution or not. I wrote the equation and drew a line straight down. Subtract 3x to both sides. That should cancel out. I get negative 5 equals to x plus 5. That's what's left. 4x minus 3x is 1x. I see a 5 on the right, so I'm going to subtract 5 to the both sides. Okay, negative 5 does not cancel with negative 5. Negative 5 minus 5 becomes negative 10. Okay, but yep, that is one solution, so that still works. Okay, next, 7x plus 3 minus 7 equals to 7x minus 4. I see a 3 and a negative 7 on the left-hand side. They're like terms, so I'm going to combine them. That becomes negative 4. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. I see my left equals to my right-hand side, so that is an infinite solution. So that one wouldn't work. Next one, 10x plus 5 equals to 10x minus 5. Okay, rewrite the equation. I need to get the variable alone. 10x on the left, 10x on the right. So I have to subtract 10x to both sides. In that process, 5 does not equal to negative 5 because that's all I have left. So that is also a no solution. Okay. Next, 3x minus 6 equals 3x minus 6. I see an 8x on the left and a 3x on the right. Subtract 3x to both sides so I could get one variable. On the left-hand side, it becomes 5x. Bring down the negative 6. The right-hand side has a negative 6. Plus 6 to both sides, that becomes 0. 5x equals to 0. Divide by 5, you still get x equals to 0. This is considered a one solution, so that works. 5 minus 3x equals to 8 minus 3x. Okay, rewrite the equation. Plus 3x to both sides, because that is the only way you can get negative 3x to cancel out. Okay, 5 does not equal to negative 8, so we will say that one has no solution. So the only one that has one solution is the first one and the second to last. Here's the word for it as well. Okay, part 3. The equation negative 5 parentheses x minus 1 close parentheses equals to negative 5 x plus n has infinite solutions. What value of n makes this statement true? Provide mathematical justification for your answer. Write your answer in the space below. Some of you freak out because you see two variables. Okay, yes, there are two variables, but you're actually thinking n as like a number. Okay, so don't freak out. I rewrote the equation. Draw a line straight down. I saw the parentheses on the left hand side, so I'm going to distribute. So it's negative 5 times x and negative 5 times negative 1. In that process, once I simplify it, it gets me negative 5x plus 5. On my right hand side, it's negative 5x plus n. You see, for it to be infinite solution, the left side must be identical to the right hand side. Therefore, for this to work, n has to be equal to 5. If you plug in n equals to 5, the left side matches with the right hand side, making it having infinite solutions. Part 4. Here, you're finding the mistake in the student's work. The first one is in step 1. It is in the parentheses because it's 4 times x and 4 times negative 3. This here should be a negative, okay, here. 4 times 3 and 4 times x and 4 times negative 3. This should be a negative 12. Okay. Okay. They forgot to distribute the 4 to the negative 3. The next one, the first step looks good. The second step looks good. The third step looks good. The fourth step has an issue. Okay. Because look at that process. You're going, of course, you're going to subtract 2 to both sides because that's how you get it canceled. Subtract 2 to both sides. But notice when they copied it, it's a negative 3 up here, but it becomes a positive 3 down here. That's an issue. Okay, it should be that. Okay, that's the mistake. It should be a positive 3 in step 4. Alright, part 5. You're going to explain why this equation has no solution. Write your answer in the space below. Here I actually did the workout. And okay, and I forgot to draw the line straight down. Okay, but the negative 2 is going to be multiplied to the x. The negative 2 is going to be multiplied to the 1. That's just the distributive property. You simplify, then you add 2x to both sides. Notice how on the left side, the negative 2 does not match the right hand side, which is negative 1. Okay, those things do cancel out. But again, it says to write your answer in the space below. So I would say, in words, okay, in the end, the variable of negative 2x disappears. You saw that right here. Okay, the results in the equation said that negative 2 is equal to negative 1, which is not true. Therefore, since negative 2 is not equal to negative 1, the equation has no solution. That would be a complete statement explaining why it has no solution. Make sure you write down the statement, okay? Sometimes you might not even have to do math if your statement is correct. Part 6, number 1. Find the value of x that makes the equation negative 2 parentheses x plus 12 plus 1 equals to 24 true. Please understand that when it says make the equation true, it's just another statement for solve the variable. Okay, rewrite the equation, draw the line straight down. I see a parenthesis on my left hand side, so I'm going to distribute. Negative 2 is going to be multiplied to the x, and then negative 2 is going to be multiplied to the 12. Simplify, negative 2 times x is negative 2x, then negative 2 times 12 is negative 24. I see there are 2 x's on the left hand side, so I'm going to combine the like terms. Negative 2x plus x, that becomes negative x after you simplify. Add 24 to both sides because we're trying to get the variable alone. That should cancel out. You get negative x equals to 48. X is not alone because there's still a negative in front, so you're going to divide by negative 1 to both sides. You could also multiply by negative 1 to both sides. Doesn't matter. You get x equals to negative 48 as your final answer. That, you would say, when x equals to negative 48, makes the equation true. Part 2. You're going to find the value of r that makes that equation true. Again, making the equation true just means solve for the variable. Here we wrote the equation, draw a line straight down. I see parentheses on my left-hand side, so I'm going to distribute negative 5 times r and negative 5 times 5. Okay, negative 5r, after I simplify, negative 5 times r is negative 5r, and negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. I see that there are two like terms on my left-hand side, negative 5r and 4r. That together becomes negative 1r, or I can just write negative r, bring everything else down. Add 25 to both sides, I get negative r equals to 50, because 25 plus 25 on the right-hand side becomes 50. The r is not alone because there's still negative in front, so you're going to divide by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1. You still get the same answer. That should cancel out, getting you r equals to negative 50, which makes the equation true. So there you go. Those are all your solutions for part 1 through part 6 of the chapter 1 review solutions.